At 5 a.m., my phone vibrated so hard it almost bounced off the nightstand. I thought it was an earthquake, so I blindly reached for my phone, ready to check the early warning alert. When I tapped on it, WeChat had 99 plus messages, Weibo had 99 plus, and Douyin had 99 plus. My mom had sent me 37 voice messages, and my dad had called me 22 times. Even a high school classmate I hadn't talked to in 3 years was going crazy in the group chat. Still half asleep, I clicked on the trending searches. Number 1, top goddess Su Qin officially announces her marriage. Number 2, Su Qin's husband's unmasked photo. Number 3, who is Su Qin's husband? I scrolled down and saw the marriage certificate photo. A red background, 2 people sitting side by side. On the left is Su Qin, the national goddess, looking like she stepped right out of a painting. On the right is a guy with a buzz cut, single eyelids, and a small mole on the bridge of his nose. I stared at that face for 3 seconds, slowly raised my head, and looked at myself in the mirror. Buzz cut, single eyelids, small mole on the bridge of the nose, exact match. I looked down at the photo on my phone again, then back up at the mirror. Damn it, isn't this literally me? My name is Lin Bei. I'm 25 years old, an ordinary office worker in a Tier 3 city. I squeeze onto the bus every morning, work overtime until 9 p.m., and rot at home on the weekends. My life creed is just 2 words: keep a low profile. I never post selfies on moments and never get into conflicts. I even dodge company annual parties whenever I can. My biggest wish in life was to live out a calm and ordinary existence. Yet right now, I'm fucking trending on hot searches, and as the husband of the top goddess no less. I sat on the bed, staring at my phone screen, my mind completely blank. Of course I know Su Qin, who doesn't? National goddess, incredible acting skills, breathtakingly beautiful, with 80 million Weibo followers. I just saw an advertisement she endorsed playing on a loop in the elevator a couple of days ago. But I have zero relationship with her. I haven't even watched more than a couple of TV shows she acted in my entire life. So how did I suddenly become her husband? I opened the Weibo comment section, and it was full of blessings and cries. Oh, my wife is married. Who is the guy? Does he even deserve my goddess? He looks okay, just a bit ordinary. Can any experts dig up this guy's identity? I panicked more and more, scrolling down to the 8th comment where someone posted a comparison photo. On the left is me from the marriage certificate, and on the right is the only selfie I posted on Moments 3 years ago. Same angle, same position, even the shape of the eyebrows is an exact match. The comments below exploded. Holy shit, it's really the same person. This bro only has 1 post in his Moments, and it's a hidden one. Low profile tycoon confirmed. I stared at that comparison photo, and my hands started shaking. That Moments post was from 3 years ago, right after I graduated, when I took a picture on a whim with the caption, "A new beginning." After posting it, I thought it was too cheesy, so by the next day, I set it to visible only to myself. Yet now it had been dug up. I quickly opened Moments, wanting to delete that post. It was already too late. High school classmates I hadn't contacted in 3 years started messaging me. Lin Bei, you're hiding deep. When did you marry Su Qin? Why didn't you tell your bros? Treat us. You've got to treat us. I looked at these messages, my scalp tingling. Then my mom's phone call came in. I picked up, and before I could speak, my mom's voice exploded. Lin Bei, when did you get married? Mom, listen to me. You still know how to call me mom. Such a big thing like marriage, and you don't tell the family. No, I didn't get married. The photos are already trending on hot searches and you're still arguing? I took a deep breath. Mom, that's not me. The other end fell silent for 2 seconds. The person in the photo isn't you? It's me, but that marriage certificate isn't mine. Then why is your face in the photo? I don't know either. I was about to break down. My dad's voice came through on my mom's end. Let me talk. Then it switched to my dad's steady baritone. Son, Dad doesn't blame you, Dad. But you've got to give Dad an explanation. I covered my face. Dad, I really don't know what's going on. I've never even met Su Qin in person. Then how do you explain this photo? I want to know too. My dad was silent for a moment. Don't panic yet. Dad will find you a lawyer to see if we can sue for copyright infringement. I was stunned. Dad, isn't that a bit much? How is it a bit much? If he uses your photo randomly, shouldn't you protect your rights? But she's Su Qin, the national goddess. So what if she's a goddess? Can a goddess infringe on someone else's portrait rights? I suddenly felt like what my dad said made some sense, but thinking about it the other way. Suing Su Chin? Me, an ordinary person, suing the national goddess? Isn't that like an egg hitting a rock? Dad, let me think about it. All right, calm down first. Call Dad if anything comes up. After hanging up, I collapsed on the bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. What in the world is all this? I was still working overtime until 11 p.m. yesterday, went home and crashed, and woke up to become the goddess's husband. I opened Weibo, ready to check if Suchin had posted a statement. As it turned out, her studio had just posted a Weibo. Thank you all for the blessings. The relationship is very happy. Please give the newlyweds some personal space. The attached image was a heart. I looked at this Weibo, my finger hovering over the screen, and typed a line of text. Hello, I'm the person in the photo. Can we get in touch? Then I deleted it. I typed again. Did you make a mistake? That's not your husband. Then deleted it again. Finally, I posted, Can you explain this? After posting, I stared at the screen. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. No reply. I tossed my phone aside, closed my eyes and thought, whatever, I'll sleep first. Maybe this is all a dream when I wake up. Right as I closed my eyes, my phone vibrated again. Thinking Suchin had replied, I picked it up and took a look. It was our company chat. The boss sent a message, tagging Lin Bei, come to my office tomorrow. I stared at this message, my heart skipping a beat. Oh crap. The next morning at 8 a.m., I walked into the company building with dark circles under my eyes. As soon as I stepped in, the front desk receptionist stared at me. Her look changed from curiosity to shock and finally excitement. Linja? Yeah. Are you really Suchin's husband? My head hurt. No. But the photo, there's a problem with that photo. The receptionist blinked. What problem? It looks just like you anyway. I walked briskly toward the elevator, hearing the receptionist's voice trailing behind me. But it really looks like you. The elevator doors closed. I leaned against the wall and took a deep breath. Today is definitely not going to be easy. The elevator reached the 12th floor. As I stepped out, the entire office area instantly went quiet. Everyone looked up at me with all sorts of expressions, curious, envious, doubtful, and jealous. I bit the bullet and walked over to my desk. Just as I sat down, Xiao Wang from the next desk leaned over. Bei Gay, did you really marry Suchin? No. Then what's up with that photo? I don't know. You don't know? Then who knows? I looked at him. If I knew, would I still be sitting right here? Xiao Wang paused for a moment. That's true too. Then he leaned in closer. So what are you planning to do? See how things play out first. I think you should seize the opportunity to hype yourself up. You might actually blow up. I rolled my eyes. I don't want to blow up. Why not? This is a massive stroke of luck. You think being misunderstood by the whole internet is a stroke of luck? Xiao Wang thought about it. Seems like it's not. Right then, the door to the boss's office opened. The secretary peeked out. Lin Bei, the boss is calling for you. I stood up. Walking toward the office, I could feel countless gazes on my back. I pushed the door open. The boss was sitting behind his desk, looking at his phone. Seeing me come in, he looked up. Sit. I sat down. The boss put down his phone, stared at me for 3 seconds. You and Suchin, what's your relationship? No relationship. Then what's up with that photo? I don't know either. The boss frowned. You don't know? You really don't know? I woke up yesterday and found out I was trending on hot searches. The boss stayed silent for a moment. Then what are you planning to do? I want to contact Suchin's studio and have them issue a clarification. A clarification? Yes, say that marriage certificate is fake. The boss leaned back in his chair. Are you sure you want to do that? I was stunned. Otherwise what? The boss looked at me. Lin Bei, you've worked at this company for 3 years, conscientiously, without making mistakes. Thanks, boss. But to be honest, you don't have much presence. My heart skipped a beat. Boss, you mean? Right now, this opportunity is something you need to grasp well. What opportunity? The hype traffic. I stared at the boss. Boss, I don't want to hype myself. I'm not telling you to hype yourself. The boss stood up and walked over to the window. Do you know what kind of situation our company is in right now? Not great. Not great? More like almost dead. I didn't speak. The boss turned around. But now you've suddenly blown up. I didn't blow up, I was misunderstood. Misunderstandings are still traffic. The boss walked back and patted my shoulder. Listen to me. Don't rush to clarify yet. Why? Because right now the whole internet is talking about you. So what? Think about it. If our company takes this chance to do some publicity, couldn't it boost our visibility? I frowned. Boss, this isn't very good, is it? What's not good about it? This is trading my privacy for the company's traffic. The boss smiled. Lin Bei, what privacy do you even have left? I froze. The whole internet knows your face now. The boss said, instead of letting this hype go to waste, we might as well make use of it. But don't worry, the company won't treat you unfairly. The boss walked back to his desk. Just cooperate, and I'll give you a promotion and a raise at the end of the year. I looked at the boss. What if I don't cooperate? The boss's smile stiffened for a second. Then I won't have a choice either. He paused. But you also know the company is struggling right now and layoffs could happen at any time. I understood. This was a threat. I took a deep breath. Boss, give me some time to think about it. Fine, give me an answer by tomorrow. I walked out of the office, my mind in complete chaos. Back at my desk, Xiao Wang leaned over again. What did the boss say? He wants me to cooperate with the company's hype. Then you agreed? No. Xiao Wang lowered his voice. Brother Bei, I advise you to agree. Why? Haven't you heard? The company is laying off a batch of people next month. My heart sank. Really? I heard it from the boss's secretary yesterday, 100% true. I leaned back in my chair. Damn it. Not only am I being misunderstood by the whole internet, but now the company is holding me hostage too. What kind of terrible day is this? I took out my phone and opened Weibo. Suqing Studio had posted another update. There are recent false rumors. Please consume news rationally and do not disturb the newcomer's life. False rumors. Looking at these 4 words, I suddenly felt a bit like laughing. So which part is actually true? The photo on the marriage certificate, or this piece of garbage denial post? I opened my direct messages and sent a message to Suqing Studio. Hello, I am the person in the marriage certificate photo. Can we talk in person? After sending it, I stared at the screen. 5 minutes later, they replied, could you leave a contact number? I was stunned, not expecting an actual reply. I typed out my phone number and sent it over. 3 minutes later, my phone rang. An unknown number. I answered, hello. Hello, I'm Xiao Ai from Suqing Studio. It was a girl sounding quite young. Hello? You said you're the person in the photo? Yes, is it convenient to meet up? I was stunned. Right now? Yes, we'd like to verify the situation. Where? Yunding Cafe in the city center. An hour from now. I checked the time. Fine. I hung up the phone and sat at my desk. My heart was beating a little fast. Finally, I'd be able to figure out what was going on. Yunding Cafe is located in the busiest shopping mall downtown. I normally never come to places like this. A cup of coffee starts at 50 yuan, enough to make my heart ache for half a day. But I couldn't care about that today. I walked into the cafe, scanned the room, and saw a short-haired girl sitting in the corner, wearing a mask and sunglasses, looking terrified of being recognized. I walked over. Hello, are you Xiao Ai? The girl looked up, sizing me up. You're Lin Bei? Yes, sit. I sat down. A waiter came over and I ordered an Americano. Once the waiter left, the girl spoke. My name is Ai Ling and I'm Suqing's manager's assistant. Hello. Ai Ling took out her phone and pulled up that marriage certificate photo. Have you seen this photo before? I saw it on the hot search yesterday. Before that? No. Ai Ling stared at me. Are you sure? Sure. She put her phone down. Then do you know how this photo came to be? I don't know. I want to ask you guys too. Ai Ling frowned. You mean this photo wasn't provided by you? Of course not. Then why is your face in the photo? I rubbed my temples. That's exactly what I want to ask. Ai Ling looked at me, was silent for a few seconds, then let out a sigh. To tell you the truth, we've been very busy too. I froze. What do you mean? This photo wasn't posted by us. It wasn't posted by you? Right. Eiling opened her phone and showed me a screenshot. At 4 a.m. yesterday, this photo suddenly appeared on Suqing's Weibo. You guys didn't post it? No, and by the time we noticed, it was already trending. I looked at the screenshot, my brain struggling to process it. So who posted this photo? We suspect the account was hacked. Then why didn't you delete it immediately? Eiling gave a bitter smile. We deleted it, but it was already too late. People screenshotted it and spread it all over the internet. I leaned back in my chair. So, you guys have no idea where this photo came from either? No idea. Eiling looked at me. But one thing is certain. What? The person in the photo is indeed you. I nodded. I know that. Have you ever been to the Civil Affairs Bureau to take photos? No, I don't even have a girlfriend. Eiling thought for a moment. Then have you ever taken any similar ID photos? I tried to recall. I took one 3 years ago for my ID card. Where did you take it? At a photo studio downstairs. Do you remember the name of the studio? It seemed to be called Light and Shadow Cottage. Eiling jotted it down on her phone. We'll check it out. And then? Then see if we can trace the source of the photo. I looked at Eiling. How do you plan to handle this matter? Eiling was silent for a moment. To be honest, we're in a tough spot too. What's tough about it? Suqing is currently filming a new drama, and this scandal has a huge impact on her. Then issue a clarification quickly. Clarifications also carry risks. I frowned. What risks? Eiling looked at me. If we say the marriage certificate is fake, people will definitely question why we aren't calling the police. Then call the police! Calling the police means opening a formal investigation, which will be even more troublesome. I got the picture. So you guys want to handle it with a cold treatment? Eiling didn't speak, which counted as tacit agreement. I started getting anxious. Cold treatment? What about me? What am I supposed to do? You go back first and wait until we figure it out. How long is that going to take? I don't know. I stared at Eiling. Are you guys trying to stall until the hype dies down? Eiling sighed. Mr. Lin, we have no choice either. Well, I have no choice either. I stood up. Now the whole internet thinks I'm your celebrity's husband. My company is trying to force me to hype up. My mom thinks I got married behind her back, and my classmates and friends ask me every day when I'll treat them to wedding banquets. The more I spoke, the more agitated I got. Have you guys considered any of this? Eiling looked at me without speaking. After a while, she said, I'm sorry. I froze, not expecting her to apologize. I know this matter has a huge impact on you, Eiling said, but please believe that we are trying to find a way too. I sat back down. What way? We will figure out the source of the photo as soon as possible, and then issue a statement to clarify. How long? At least 3 days. 3 days? Yes, we need time to investigate. I looked at Eiling. What if it still can't be found after 3 days? Eiling fell silent. Then we'll consider other options. What options? For example, Eiling paused, letting you cooperate with us in making a public statement. I frowned. What kind of statement? Saying that you and Suqing are just ordinary friends and that the photo was maliciously photoshopped. I stared at Eiling. Isn't this still hype? It's different, Eiling said. This is clarifying the facts. I didn't speak. Eiling looked at me. Mr. Lin, we don't want this either, but the current situation is unfavorable for both you and us. So you want me to cooperate with you in acting out a play? We will compensate you, I sneered. Compensation? How much? Eiling named a number. I froze. 500,000? That was 2 years of my salary. I looked at Eiling. You guys are quite generous. This is our sincerity. I thought for a moment. Let me think about it. All right, I'll wait for your news. Eiling stood up. I'll be leaving first. Call me if you need anything. She left a business card and turned to leave. I sat in my seat, staring at the cup of untouched Americano. 500,000. Just cooperating to make a statement would get me 500,000. To be honest, it was very tempting, but something still felt wrong. I took out my phone and opened Weibo. The topics about me and Suqing were still hanging in the top 3 of the trending list. I clicked into the comments. Who is Lin Bei? Can any tech gods dig him up? Found him, Ordinary office worker, working in sales at a small company. Ah, so ordinary? So how did Suching fall for him? Looking at these comments, my feelings were complicated. Suddenly, I kind of understood why Eiling wanted to treat it coldly. Explaining things like this just makes it messier, so waiting for the hype to pass naturally makes people forget. But I couldn't wait. I'm suffering every single day right now. I exited Weibo, opened my contacts, found my dad's number, hesitated for a second, and finally called. Hello, son. Dad, I want to discuss something with you. Go ahead. Someone is willing to offer $500,000 for me to cooperate on a statement. The other end of the line was silent for 2 seconds. What kind of statement? Saying that Suching and I are just ordinary friends and the marriage certificate is fake. So they want you to lie then? Pretty much. My dad fell silent again. What do you think yourself? I don't know. 500,000 is very tempting, but it just feels wrong. What feels wrong? I can't quite put my finger on it. My dad sighed. Son, let me ask you one thing. Go ahead. If you take this 500,000, will you be able to sleep at night? I froze. A picture suddenly popped into my mind. Me holding 500,000, lying in bed, closing my eyes, and my head filled with all those comments and gossip. Lin Bei sold his integrity for money. It really was for the cash. I opened my eyes. Dad, I know what to do. Dad believes in you. Hanging up the phone, I picked up my phone and sent a message to Eiling. I'm sorry, I cannot accept. After sending it, I stood up and walked out of the cafe. Outside, the sunshine was just right. I took a deep breath. Although I didn't know what would happen next, but at least I'll be able to sleep well tonight. When I got back to the company, it was already 3 in the afternoon. As soon as I sat down, Xiao Wang leaned over. Brother Bei, where did you go? Met someone. Who? Someone from Suching's studio. Xiao Wang's eyes lit up. Holy crap, is that for real? What did they want with you? To discuss how to resolve this matter. So what did you guys say? I glanced at him. Top secret for now. Xiao Wang curled his lip. Stingy. I opened my computer to start working, but just as I logged in, the boss's secretary came over again. Lin Bei, the boss wants to see you again. My heart skipped a beat. Right now? Yes. I stood up and walked toward the boss's office. I pushed the door open. The boss was on the phone. Seeing me enter, he gestured for me to wait a moment. Right, see you tomorrow. Hanging up, the boss looked at me. How's it looking? I sat down. Boss, I don't want to cooperate with the hype. The boss's expression darkened. Lin Bei, do you know what you're saying? I do. Then do you know the consequences of refusing? I do. The boss stared at me for 3 seconds. Fine, since you've made up your mind, I won't force you. He paused. But you better be mentally prepared. My heart tightened. Prepared for what? For the layoff list next month. The boss leaned back in his chair. You know how it is? I stood up. I understand. I walked out of the office feeling surprisingly calm. At least I didn't compromise. I went back to my desk and started packing my things. Xiao Wang poked his head over. Brother Bei, what are you doing? Packing up. Why? I might be leaving next month. Xiao Wang was stunned. No way, the boss is laying you off? Pretty much guaranteed. Xiao Wang lowered his voice. Just because you wouldn't cooperate with the hype? That's way too unfair. I smiled. It's fine. It was going to happen sooner or later. Once I was done packing, I checked the time. 5:30 p.m. Time to go home. I walked out of the office building. It was already dark. Standing on the side of the road, watching the flow of traffic, I suddenly didn't know where to go. Go home? My mom would definitely interrogate me again. Don't go back. Where to? My phone rang, an unknown number. I answered it. Hello, is this Lin Bei? It was a man's voice. It sounded somewhat familiar. Speaking. Who's this? I'm Suching's manager, Zhang. I was stunned. Mr. Zhang, what can I do for you? Xiao Ai told me about your conversation today. You refused our offer. Correct. The line was silent for a moment. Could we meet? I'd like to chat. I frowned. What else is there to talk about? I think you'll be interested. Manager Zhang's voice was very calm. I'll text you the address. See you at 7. Then he hung up. I stared at my phone. A few seconds later, I received a text message. The address was a private club on the outskirts of the city. I hesitated for a moment, but eventually grabbed a taxi. The club was halfway up a mountain, with very low-key decor, but it clearly wasn't cheap. I gave Manager Zhang's name to the receptionist, and a waiter led me to a room on the second floor. Pushing the door open, there were 2 people inside. One was Ai Ling, whom I'd met earlier, and the other was a man in his 40s, wearing a crisp suit with his hair groomed meticulously. Mr. Lin, please sit. The middle-aged man stood up and shook my hand. I'm Zhang Yu, Su Qing's manager. Hello. I sat down. Zhang Yu poured me some tea. Sorry for calling you out so late. It's fine. Zhang Yu looked at me. Xiao Ai said you refused our offer. Correct. May I ask why? I thought about it. I don't want to lie. Zhang Yu laughed. That's a very direct reason. He took a sip of tea. What if we proposed a different plan? I looked at him. What plan? The truth. I was stunned. What do you mean? Zhang Yu put down his teacup. We found the source of the photo. My heart accelerated. Where? At the photo studio you mentioned, Light and Shadow Cottage. Ai Ling opened her iPad and showed me a few photos. These are screenshots from the studio's surveillance footage. I looked at the screen. On the photo, a man in a black hoodie stood at the counter. Although he wore a hat and a mask, you could tell he was very thin. This person bought your photo negative from the studio owner 3 years ago. Who? We're still investigating, Zhang Yu said, but we can confirm someone deliberately forged this marriage certificate. I stared at the screenshot, my brain a jumbled mess. Why forge it? That's what we want to know. Zhang Yu looked at me. Mr. Lin, have you offended anyone? I thought about it. No. I'm just an ordinary person. I've never had conflicts with anyone. What about your family? My parents are both teachers. My dad is retired. My mom still teaches junior high. Zhang Yu frowned. That's strange. He looked at Ai Ling. What do you think? Ai Ling thought about it. Could it be aimed at Su Qing? What do you mean? Su Qing is currently competing for an endorsement, and her rival is another actress. Zhang Yu's eyes lit up. You're saying it's possible that the other side deliberately found an ordinary person, forged the marriage certificate, and ruined Su Qing's image? I listened to their conversation, and the more I heard, the more absurd it felt. Wait, I interrupted them. You mean I got dragged into a battle between celebrities? Zhang Yu looked at me. Very possible. I took a deep breath. So, I'm just a pawn? Sorry for getting you involved. Zhang Yu said, we'll resolve it. How? First, we'll report it to the police to trace the person who bought the negative. And then? Then hold a press conference, release all the evidence, and clarify the facts. I looked at Zhang Yu. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, Zhang Yu said. This matter has already affected Su Qing's career. We have to respond head-on. I was silent for a while. What do I need to do? Cooperate with us by attending the press conference and stating the facts. Is it that simple? It's that simple. Zhang Yu paused. Of course, we will also give you some compensation. I waved my hand. No need. I don't want the money. Zhang Yu was stunned. Why? Because this time it's telling the truth, not lying. I stood up. When is the press conference? The day after tomorrow at 2 p.m. Fine, send me the address then. I turned to walk out. At the door, Zhang Yu called me back. Mr. Lin, I turned back. Thanks for your cooperation. I nodded. You're welcome. Exiting the club, a light rain was falling. Standing under the eaves, looking at the rain, my heart felt much lighter. At least the truth was about to come out. Back home, it was already 9 p.m. My mom was watching TV. Seeing me enter, she immediately stood up. You finally know how to come home? Mom. Where have you been these past 2 days? You wouldn't answer the phone or reply to messages. I took off my coat. I was dealing with that matter. How did it go? I sat on the sofa. Almost resolved. What do you mean almost? I briefly told her what had happened over the last 2 days. My mom listened, silent for a long time. So, someone deliberately framed you? Should be. Did they find the person who bought the photos? Still investigating. My mom sighed. What kind of mess is this? She sat beside me. Son, are you okay? I'm fine. What about the company? I'll probably be laid off. My mom was shocked. Why? Because I wouldn't cooperate with the boss's hype. My mom looked at me. What will you do then? Find another job. I'm young anyway. My mom patted my shoulder. Okay, as long as you've got it figured out. She stood up. Hungry? I'll go heat up some food for you. Thanks, Mom. After eating, I went to my room, turned on my computer, and logged into Weibo. On the hot search list, the topics about me had already dropped to the teens. It seemed the hype was indeed fading. I clicked into the comments. Most were speculating about the truth. Feels like there's something fishy going on, waiting for the official statement. Hope it's not just hype. I closed Weibo, lay in bed, and stared at the ceiling. These last few days felt like a dream, trending for no reason, threatened by the company for no reason, dragged into celebrity battles for no reason. But at least it's almost over. After the press conference the day after tomorrow, everything should return to normal. Thinking that, I slowly fell asleep. The next morning I went to work as usual. Just as I reached the entrance, I saw a crowd surrounding the front desk. Looking closer, it was a bunch of reporters hiding cameras and holding microphones. Seeing me, their eyes lit up. Lin Bei, what is your relationship with Su Qing? Is the marriage certificate real? When did you meet? I was blocked and couldn't move. Excuse me, let me through. Please answer our questions. Let me through. I braced myself and pushed through, finally making it into the elevator. The moment the doors closed, I leaned against the wall and took a deep breath. How did these reporters find my company's address? Upstairs, the door to the boss's office was open. Seeing me, he beckoned. Lin Bei, come here. I walked in. What is it? Those reporters downstairs, you saw them? I saw them. How do you plan to handle it? I looked at the boss. There's a press conference the day after tomorrow. The boss frowned. A press conference? Yes, arranged by Su Qing's studio. The boss's eyes lit up. They're going to clarify? Yes. The boss was silent for a moment. So, what are you going to say? The truth. What truth? That the marriage certificate is fake and was forged by someone. The boss leaned back. Is that so? He looked at me. Lin Bei, I know you've been wronged these past few days. I didn't speak. But you also know the company is struggling right now and I had no choice. I understand. The boss stood up. How about this? After the press conference, if you want to stay, I can consider giving you a promotion. I paused. No need, boss. Why? I've already decided to resign. The boss's expression changed. You're sure? Sure. I turned and started walking out. Suit yourself, the boss said behind me. However, I must remind you, the market isn't good right now and not just anyone can find a job easily. I didn't even look back. I know. Back at my desk, Xiao Wang leaned over. Brother Bei, are you leaving? Yeah. Where to? Haven't figured it out yet. Xiao Wang patted my shoulder. Bro, take care. You too. I opened my computer and started writing my resignation letter. Halfway through, my phone rang. It was Eiling. Hello, Mr. Lin. For tomorrow's press conference, we'd like to go over the flow with you in advance. All right, when? This afternoon at 3 p.m. at our company. Fine, send me the address. Hanging up, I finished writing my resignation letter, printed it out, and walked over to the boss's office. Knocked. Come in. I placed the resignation letter on his desk. Boss, this is my resignation letter. The boss didn't even look at it. Fine, HR will contact you. Thank you. I walked out of the office, feeling a weight lift off my chest. Finally, I didn't have to take this abuse anymore. At 3 p.m., I arrived at Su Qing's studio. Housed in a CBD office building, the interior was decorated very grandly. The receptionist led me to a conference room, where several people were already seated. Eiling, Zhang Yu, and a few people who looked like lawyers. Mr. Lin, you're here. Zhang Yu stood up. Please sit. I sat down. Zhang Yu showed me a document. This is the schedule for tomorrow's press conference. Take a look first. I took it and read it. Basically, Zhang Yu would explain the situation first, then reveal the evidence, and finally I would come out and say a few words. Any problems? No problems. I put the document on the table. By the way, was the person who bought the photo found? Zhang Yu and Eiling exchanged a glance. Found. My heart accelerated. Who is it? Zhang Yu opened his laptop and pulled up a photo of a person. I looked at the screen. It was a man in his early 30s wearing glasses, looking rather slick, completely unfamiliar. Who is he? His name is Zhao Ming, and he's the assistant to another actress, Fang Ting, Eiling said. We suspect Fang Ting directed him to do this. I frowned. Is there evidence? There are transfer records. Zhang Yu pulled up another screenshot. 3 years ago, Fang Ting transferred 50,000 yuan to Zhao Ming with the memo errand fee. Just based on that? Of course there's more, Eiling said. We also found out that after Zhao Ming bought the photo, he went to an advertising company, found someone to forge that marriage certificate, and then this photo was stored in a cloud drive until a few days ago, when it was uploaded to Su Qing's Weibo. The more I heard, the more complicated it felt. So, this was a long-term plan? Yes, Zhang Yu said. They must have prepared it long ago, waiting for the right moment to detonate it. What moment? When Su Qing was competing for an endorsement, Eiling said. As long as Su Qing's image was damaged, that endorsement would naturally go to Fang Ting. I leaned back in my chair. These people are really ruthless. The entertainment industry is like that, Zhang Yu said. For the sake of profit, people will do anything. I was silent for a moment. Then at tomorrow's press conference, how do you plan to address it? Publish all the evidence and then call the police. Call the police? Right. This already constitutes defamation and infringement of portrait rights. Zhang Yu looked at me. At that time, you might need to cooperate in making a statement. No problem. I thought for a moment. By the way, will Su Qing herself be coming? Eiling shook her head. No, she's currently filming out of town. Is that so? I nodded. That's good. Zhang Yu smiled. You don't want to see her? No, I just feel... I thought about how to phrase it. Meeting her would be too awkward. Eiling burst out laughing. True. After going over the process, it was past 5 p.m. I stood up to take my leave. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Leaving the office building, it was getting dark again. Standing by the roadside watching the traffic, I suddenly remembered that after tomorrow, I'd be unemployed. I had no idea what I would do next, but at least this farce was coming to an end. I hailed a taxi and headed home. In the car, I opened my phone, and the Weibo hot search had updated. Su Qing's studio press conference tomorrow had surged to number 1. Below it were endless speculations. Is it an official announcement or a clarification? So excited. I turned off my phone, leaned back in my seat, and closed my eyes. Tomorrow, everything would be over. The next day at 2 p.m., the press conference was held at a hotel in the city center. I arrived half an hour early, and the venue was already packed with reporters, cameras, and microphones aimed at the stage. Staff led me backstage, where Zhang Yu and Eiling were already waiting. Are you ready? Zhang Yu asked. Ready. I took a deep breath. Then let's begin. At 2 sharp, the press conference started on time. Zhang Yu walked up to the stage, facing dozens of lenses with a calm expression. Good afternoon, media friends. He paused. Holding this press conference today is to clarify the recent rumors regarding Su Qing. Reporters in the audience began to whisper. Zhang Yu continued. A few days ago, a photo of Su Qing's marriage certificate circulated online. This photo is forged. He snapped his fingers, and the large screen displayed that marriage certificate. The man in the photo is named Lin Bei, an ordinary office worker. He has no acquaintance with Su Qing whatsoever, nor any marital relationship. Another wave of commotion stirred in the audience. Then where did this photo come from? A reporter raised a hand to ask. Zhang Yu nodded. That's exactly what I'm about to explain. The big screen switched to show surveillance screenshots from Light and Shadow Cottage. 3 years ago, a man named Zhao Ming bought Lin Bei's photo negative from a photo studio. Subsequently, he had someone forge this marriage certificate. Zhao Ming's photo appeared on the screen. Reporters in the audience snapped pictures frantically. Who is Zhao Ming? Another reporter asked. Zhang Yu looked at the lenses. Zhao Ming is the assistant of actress Fang Ting. As soon as those words fell, the audience exploded. What? Fang Ting? Is there evidence? Zheng Yu raised his hand for quiet. We have ample evidence. The screen displayed transaction records. This is Fang Ting's transfer to Zhao Ming with the memo errand fee dated precisely the day after Zhao Ming bought the photo. The sound of reporters' camera shutters rolled in waves. Zheng Yu continued. This forged marriage certificate was stored in a cloud drive for 3 years, until a few days ago when someone hacked into Su Qing's Weibo account and uploaded the photo, at a time that coincided precisely with Su Qing competing for a key endorsement. And the other candidate for that endorsement was none other than Fang Ting. The audience was completely out of control, reporters raising their hands to ask questions. Zheng Yu ignored them. We have already reported this to the police. At the same time, we will file civil lawsuits against the relevant individuals. Su Qing is innocent, and Mr. Lin Bei is also innocent. He turned around. Next, we invite Mr. Lin Bei to say a few words. I walked out from backstage, and every lens in the audience pointed at me. The flashes almost blinded me. I stood in front of the microphone and took a deep breath. Hello everyone, I am Lin Bei. Because of that photo these past few days, my life has been completely upended. My company forced me to hype up, friends thought I secretly married, and my mom questioned me every day. I paused. Yet from beginning to end, I never did anything wrong. I'm just an ordinary person who wants to live a quiet life, but someone dragged me into this farce for their own interests. I looked at the reporters in the audience. I hope this matter ends here. Let no one exploit me further, and let no one exploit Su Qing either. With that, I bowed and turned to step off the stage as applause broke out below. Backstage, I leaned against the wall, my legs a bit weak. Eiling handed me a bottle of water. Hard work. I took it, drank a large mouthful. Is it over? Yeah, it's over. Eiling smiled. You spoke really well. I gave a bitter smile. Hope it helps. Zhang Yu also walked in. Mr. Lin, thank you for your cooperation. You're welcome. Next, the police might contact you to take a statement. I know. Zhang Yu patted my shoulder. Get some good rest. You must be exhausted these past few days. I nodded. Truly exhausted. Not just physically, my heart is tired too. Exiting the hotel, a crowd of reporters was already waiting outside. Seeing me come out, they rushed forward again, but the staff blocked them. I hurried to the curbside, hailed a taxi, and ducked in. Driver, let's go. As the car pulled away, I glanced back at the hotel. Reporters were still lingering at the entrance. I let out a sigh of relief. Finally, it really is over. Back home, my mom was cooking. Seeing me walk in, she turned around. How did it go? Pretty good. Everything was cleared up. My mom wiped her hands. Then from now on, nobody should bother you anymore? Shouldn't be. I sat down on the sofa and turned on the TV. The news was broadcasting right then. On screen, they were reporting details from the press conference. This afternoon, Su Qing's studio held a press conference to clarify the recent marriage rumors. I watched the TV and my face appeared on the screen. Mom also stopped what she was doing and stood nearby to watch. Son, you're on TV. Yeah, you spoke really well. I smiled. It was all right. After the news finished, I turned off the TV and took out my phone. Weibo had exploded. Su Qing's marriage certificate forged. Fang Ting's assistant bought the photo. Lin Bei speaks out. All 3 topics were in the top 10 of the hot search. I clicked in to read the comments. Damn, so Fang Ting was the one behind it? This is too underhanded. I feel for Lin Bei, an unprovoked disaster. Both Su Qing and Lin Bei are victims. Seeing these comments, my heart finally felt at ease. At least everyone knew the truth now. After dinner, I received a call from the police, asking me to come in the next day to make a statement. I agreed. Hanging up, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. These past few days were like a dream, unexpectedly becoming famous, and just as unexpectedly, it calmed down. But my life could never go back to how it was before. I resigned from the company, and the whole internet knew my face. What should I do next? I thought for a long time, but had no answer. Forget it. I'll take it one step at a time. The next day, I went to the police station to make my statement. The police said a case had been filed and was under investigation. Zhao Ming and Fang Ting would both be summoned. I nodded. Walking out of the police station, the weather was beautiful. The sunlight felt warm on me. I took out my phone and saw a message from Eiling. Mr. Lin, Su Qing would like to have a phone call with you. Would that be convenient? I paused. Su Qing? What did she want to talk to me about? I hesitated for a few seconds and replied, convenient. A few minutes later, the call came in. I picked it up. Hello? Hello, this is Su Qing. She had a very gentle voice, just like how it sounded on TV. Hello. I've caused you trouble these past few days, Su Qing said. I'm really sorry. It's not your fault, but I was indeed involved. It's all right. It's past now. There was silence on the other end for a moment. Do you have any plans for what you'll do next? I was stunned. Plans? Work or something? I haven't thought about it yet. Maybe take a break for a while. If you don't mind, Su Qing paused. Our studio happens to be short of an administrator. Are you interested? I was even more stunned. Your studio? Yes, the benefits won't be bad, and the work isn't tiring. I was silent. Why help me? Because of this matter, all things considered, I was the one who implicated you, Su Qing said. And I heard about you refusing to do the hype. What does that have to do with anything? In this industry, there aren't many people who can stick to their principles, Su Qing laughed. I really admire you. I didn't know what to say. You don't need to answer right away. You can consider it for a few days. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. It should be me thanking you. After hanging up, I stood by the roadside staring at my phone in a daze. Working at Su Qing's studio, it sounded quite absurd, but it didn't seem like a bad thing either. I thought about it and called my dad. Hello, son. Dad, I want to discuss something with you. Go ahead. I told him about Su Qing's proposal. My dad was silent for a long time. What do you think yourself? I don't know. Then let me ask you. Do you think this job will let you sleep well at night? I thought about it. Yeah. Then go for it. I smiled. All right, I understand. After hanging up, I sent Eiling a message. Please pass this to Su Qing. I accept. A few seconds later, Eiling replied, Great, welcome aboard. I put away my phone and watched the people coming and going on the street, suddenly feeling that life wasn't so bad. Although I went through a farce, at least I still had the right to choose. I took a deep breath and walked to the subway station. A month later, I officially started at Su Qing's studio. The office was on the 23rd floor of a CBD building, decorated simply, and the floor-to-ceiling windows looked out over half the city. My work mainly involved administrative tasks, scheduling meetings, coordinating with partners, and organizing documents. It wasn't tiring or complicated, and the colleagues were nice. Nobody treated me like the person who had been on the hot search. Everyone went about their business, occasionally cracking jokes. Life was quite peaceful. That afternoon, Eiling suddenly knocked on my door. Lin Bei, are you free? Yes. What's up? Qing Qing is back from wrapping up the shoot today, and there's a celebration dinner tonight. Oh, do you need me to arrange something? No, just wanted to ask if you'd like to go together. I was stunned. Me? Yeah, you're part of the studio now too. I hesitated. Wouldn't that be inappropriate? What's inappropriate about it? Let's go. Eiling pulled me outside. Qing Qing even specifically asked if you were going or not. I was even more awkward. Why is she asking about me? Because you two haven't met yet, Eiling smiled. She's quite curious about you. At 7 that night, I followed Eiling to a private restaurant. The private room was already filled with a dozen people, including studio colleagues and members of the film crew. As soon as I entered, I saw Su Qing sitting at the head of the table. She was wearing a white sweater, her long hair draped over her shoulders, just as beautiful as she looked on TV, but more approachable. Seeing me come in, she stood up. You must be Lin Bei, right? Yes, hello. I was a bit nervous. Su Qing smiled. Don't be nervous, I don't bite. She signaled for me to sit. Sit down, sit down. Thank you for helping the studio lately. It's my job. I sat down next to Eiling. Su Qing looked at me. I heard you worked at a sales company before? Yes. Why did you want to change industries? I thought about it. Maybe I just wanted a change of environment. Su Qing nodded. Are you used to working here? It's great. Everyone has been very helpful. That's good. Su Qing raised her glass. Come, let's welcome Lin Bei to the team. Everyone followed suit, raising their glasses. Welcome, Lin Bei. I lifted my glass, feeling warm inside. While eating, Su Qing asked me, By the way, regarding that matter, was there a result from the police? Yes, Zhao Ming and Fang Ting were both given administrative penalties. Administrative penalties. Right. Zhao Ming was detained for 15 days, and Fang Ting was fined 100,000. Su Qing sighed. That penalty is too light. Nothing can be done. The evidence was insufficient, so that's all it could be. I put down my chopsticks. But Fang Ting won't be getting that endorsement. The brand replaced her. Su Qing smiled. Well, she deserved that. She looked at me. And what about you? Did this matter affect you much? I thought about it. It's okay. It's all in the past now. You have a great mindset, Su Qing said. Anyone else would have gone crazy. I smiled. Maybe it's because I didn't care about those things to begin with. Don't care about what? Fame, traffic, these vain things. Su Qing looked at me, lost in thought. You're right. These are indeed vain. She lifted her glass. But there aren't many people in this industry who can see that clearly. I lifted my glass and clinked it with hers. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It should be me thanking you, Su Qing said. If you hadn't insisted on telling the truth, this matter might have dragged on for much longer. After the meal, it was nearly 10 p.m., and people started leaving. I walked out of the restaurant with Ailing. Are you happy today? Ailing asked. Yes, very. Is Qing Qing different from what you imagined? I nodded. Yes, I thought she would be aloof. She's actually very down-to-earth in private. Ailing smiled. She's just a bit strict when working. We walked to the roadside, and Ailing hailed a taxi. I'm heading off. You get back early, too. Okay, be careful on the way. After seeing Ailing off, I prepared to hail a taxi home. Just as I took out my phone, I heard Su Qing's voice behind me. Lin Bei. I turned around. Su Qing was standing at the entrance of the restaurant, wrapped in a long coat. Why haven't you left yet? Waiting for my assistant to pick me up. She walked next to me. Are you also taking a taxi home? Yes. Want to go together? I can drop you off. No, I'll just hail a taxi. Don't be polite. It's on the way anyway. Just then, a black business car pulled up to the side of the road. The driver stepped out and opened the door for Su Qing. Su Qing looked at me. Get in. I hesitated for a moment, then got into the car. It was very quiet in the car. Su Qing leaned back, looking at the night view outside the window. Where do you live? Nanhu Road. That's quite far. It's all right, I'll be there in half an hour. After a while, Su Qing suddenly said, You know what? I envy you. I was stunned. Envy me? For what? Envy that you can stick to your principles. Su Qing turned her head to look at me. In this industry, a lot of the time you have no choice. Why? Because your every move is being watched, Su Qing smiled. You say one wrong word, or do one wrong thing, and it's magnified infinitely. I was silent. So you must be careful at all times, Su Qing said. You can't have emotions, you can't have a temper, and even for what you like to eat, you have to consider your fans' feelings. Doesn't that make you very tired? It is very tiring, Su Qing leaned back, but this is the path I chose. The car arrived downstairs at my place. I prepared to get out, but Su Qing called me back. Lin Bei. Yes? Thank you. I was stunned. Thank you for what? Thank you for letting me see that there are still people in this world willing to insist on being themselves. Su Qing smiled. Good night. Good night. I got out of the car, watching the business car drive away slowly, feeling something indescribable in my heart. Returning home, Mom was already asleep. I tiptoed into my room, lay on the bed, and thought of what Su Qing said tonight. I suddenly felt that everyone has their own struggles. My life was disrupted for a month, but Su Qing's life is under scrutiny every day. I opened my phone. The topics about me on Weibo had completely faded away, and no one was discussing them anymore. I let out a sigh of relief. This was fine. I only ever wanted to be an ordinary person, and now, I finally could. 3 months later, I was fully adapted to the studio. Work wasn't busy, the colleagues were nice, and though I worked overtime occasionally, it wasn't much. Life had returned to normal. That morning, just after I arrived at the company, Ailing called me into her office. Lin Bei, there's something I want to discuss with you. What is it? Qing Qing is going to participate in a variety show next month. Oh, do I need to prepare anything? This variety show is a bit special, Ailing said. It's a slow variety show, and it requires the guests to take their own assistants along. I nodded. So, who are you planning to have as the assistant? Eiling looked at me. Ching Ching wants you to go. I was stunned. Me? Yes. Why me? Because you're steady and you don't talk nonsense. Eiling laughed. Plus, Ching Ching said you two chatted quite well when you had dinner together. I'm a bit busy, and I have no experience. It's fine. There will be people from the production team to guide you, Eiling said. You just need to take care of Ching Ching's daily routine. I thought for a moment. How long is it? 10 days. And the location? An ancient town in Yunnan. Eiling looked at me. So, are you willing to go? I hesitated. I'll consider it. All right, give me an answer by tomorrow. Back at my desk, I sat in my chair in a daze. Recording a variety show? This sounded way too absurd. I, an administrative person behind the scenes, why was I suddenly going to be on camera? But on second thought, this was a rare opportunity to see what it was like for stars to record a variety show. Plus, 10 days wasn't that long. I took out my phone and called my dad. Hello, son. Dad, I need your advice again. Go ahead. I told him the situation. After listening, my dad laughed. What's there to struggle about? I'm afraid I won't do a good job. If you don't do a good job, you learn, my dad said. Life is a process of constant trial and error. But what if I look ugly on camera? My dad burst into loud laughter. What are you worried about? Seriously, son, are you still afraid of making a fool of yourself? My dad said. Last time the whole internet thought you were Su Qing's husband. Didn't you pull through that? I thought about it. That's true. So go, my dad said. Dad believes in you. After hanging up, I sent Eiling a message. I'll go. A month later, I arrived in Yunnan with Su Qing and the film crew. The ancient town was beautiful. Blue stone roads, white walls and black tiles, scenery everywhere. The production team arranged a guest house for us, a small 2-story building. The first floor was the living room and kitchen, the second floor was the bedroom. My room was on the first floor, and Su Qing lived on the second. On the first night, the director called all the guests and assistants together for a meeting. The theme of this program is slow life, the director said. We hope everyone can put down their phones, slow down, and experience the most primitive way of living. How specifically? A guest asked. Every morning we will issue task cards, the director said. Completing the tasks gets you ingredients and daily necessities. And if we don't finish? Then you'll have to find your own way, the director laughed. Of course, we won't let everyone go hungry. After the meeting, back at the guest house, Su Qing sat on the living room sofa, looking at the night view outside the window. It's quite beautiful. Yeah. I was boiling water in the kitchen. Would you like some tea? Sure. I brewed 2 cups of tea and carried them to the living room. Su Qing took it. Thank you. We sat side by side, neither speaking, just quietly looking out the window. After a while, Su Qing suddenly said, You know what? It's been a long time since I've been this relaxed. I looked at her. Are you usually very busy? It's not just busy, Su Qing said. It's that feeling of never being able to relax even for a moment. She took a sip of tea. You always have to maintain a perfect state, always watch your image. Sounds really tiring. That's why I wanted to record this variety show, Su Qing laughed, to give myself a vacation. I nodded. Then you should have a good rest these 10 days. Yeah. Su Qing looked at me. With you here, I feel very at ease. I paused. Why? Because you don't treat me like a star, Su Qing said. You just treat me like an ordinary colleague. I smiled. Because in my eyes, you are just an ordinary person. Su Qing looked at me, her eyes a bit complicated. Thank you. Recording started the next day. The production team sent out the task cards. Today's task, go to the market to buy groceries and make lunch. Budget, 50 yuan. I went to the market with Su Qing. Su Qing wore a mask and a hat, terrified of being recognized. What are you nervous about? I asked. It'll be trouble if the fans recognize me. In such a remote place, probably not. No sooner had the words left my mouth than the auntie selling vegetables in front suddenly looked up. Oh my, are you that? Su Qing froze. The auntie walked over. Are you that one who acts on TV? Su Qing nodded awkwardly. Hello, auntie. Oh my, it really is you. The auntie was incredibly excited. I watch your dramas every day. People around gathered too. It's really Su Qing? Quick, let's take photos. Suging was surrounded in the middle, a bit helpless. I hurriedly squeezed in. Sorry, we're in a rush. It's okay, taking a photo is quick. Really, we can't. The production team has rules. I pulled Suqing and walked out. After finally squeezing through the crowd, Suqing let out a breath. Scared me to death. Are you okay? The auntie was quite enthusiastic. Too enthusiastic, Suqing said. I was almost squashed flat. I laughed. That's the price of being a star. And you're still laughing? Suqing glared at me. Next time you walk in front? Why? Because you look ordinary. You won't be recognized. I paused. Was that a compliment or an insult? Suqing burst out laughing. Neither. After buying the groceries, we returned to the guest house. Suqing went into the kitchen to prepare lunch, but she didn't even know how to turn on the stove. How do you light this? She held a lighter to the stove and studied it for a long time. I walked over. Let me. You can cook? A little. I turned on the gas stove and started washing and cutting vegetables. Suqing stood on the side watching. You're quite amazing. What's amazing about this? At least you're better than me, Suqing said. I can't even crack an egg. I smiled. Then, how do you usually eat? Either takeout or set meals with the crew. That's too miserable. Can't help it. Work is busy. I cooked the dishes and served them. Suqing took a bite, and her eyes brightened. Delicious. Really? Really? It's better than the restaurants outside. I laughed. Then just let me know when you want to eat. Then wouldn't I be... It's fine, I have to eat anyway. Suqing looked at me and smiled. Linbei, you're really a good person. I paused. Don't good person me. Ha ha. Suqing laughed until she was doubled over. I'm just complimenting you. After the meal, we sat in the courtyard basking in the sun. The camera was aimed at us, but I was already used to it. Suqing suddenly said, Linbei? Yes? Do you think if that photo incident hadn't happened, we would have met? I thought about it. Probably not. Why? Because we lived in two different worlds, I said. You were a star. I was an ordinary person. But now haven't we met? That was an accident. Suging was silent for a while. Maybe some accidents are destined by heaven. I looked at her, not knowing what to say. The 10-day recording ended quickly. On the last night, the production team arranged a bonfire party. All the guests and assistants sat around together, chatting, singing, and eating barbecue. The atmosphere was incredibly good. Suqing sat next to me, having drunk a little wine, her face flushed. Linbei? Yes? These 10 days, thank you for taking care of me. It's my job. Can I trouble you often in the future? I smiled. You're the boss, it's your call. I'm not your boss, Suqing said. I'm your friend. I was stunned. Friend? Yeah, aren't we friends now? I looked at her and nodded earnestly. Yes, friends. Suging smiled, leaning on my shoulder. That's good. The bonfire danced before us, the starry sky twinkled overhead. I suddenly felt that this accident brought more than just trouble. It brought some unexpected beauty. The end.